Go ahead.
I'm a father that's currently locked up in the Department of Corrections. I've been down for 14 years, and I want to sit up here and have a little conversation with my oldest son that's 15 about the effects that my absence has had on his life and his brothers. Son, what's up with you, man?
What's happening?
Hey, man, want to sit up here and ask you, man, how's everything, how's life been affecting you, man, since I've been down?
You not being there has affected me by, like, I couldn't, maybe I had something to tell my mama that I didn't want to tell her, that I maybe would have been better discussing it with you, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? It been affecting me multiple ways, like, you not being there, me talking to you on the phone physically, me talking to you through jail, me not being able to see you physically been hurting me inside. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that. I can actually tell you this ain't something that I sit up here and dreamed of, doing, being away from you all these years. Unfortunately, I've been locked up most of your life. And, I tell you all the time how much I appreciate you because, even though I've been gone all this time, we've been able to develop a very strong bond, and you've been by my side every step of the way. Mm-hmm. So, once again, man, I love you and I appreciate you for that.
I love you too. Pops.
What's happening?
Pops, look, I got a question for you right quick.
What's up?
Describe what it's like in prison in your own words. Like, how it is in there.
Well, that's a good question, man. Man, to be honest with you, I always say you can't make this shit up. Because prison, man, prison is a different world of its own. It's constant bullshit. The only thing consistent in prison is misery. That's the one thing that you get 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is misery. And people usually think that the worst part of prison is the physical level. That you have to sit up here and either be violent in order to, navigate through these trenches. When the reality is, that's the least of your worries. It's the emotional battle and the mental battle that's the toughest thing to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because being away from your loved ones is a strain, on any individual, right? Mm-hmm. And then, when you have, your stress level high and you have a lack of support, it makes it even harder. So it takes a real strong man to sit up here and to deal with these things, man. I've sit up here, man, and unfortunately experienced a lot of dudes that I know losing their lives, to this prison system because they couldn't continue to handle during this time. You know what I'm saying? I've watched, individuals sit up here, man, and pass away because of a lack of, medical care, or you got some crooked ass CO to sit up here and they physically abused them and they didn't inevitably died, but they covered their death up as a, drug overdose or as natural cause or some shit like that, and being somebody that's in this struggle along with everybody else that's incarcerated, man, it fucks with you. It fucks with you. That's why I'm constantly thankful, to have the support that I have because a lot of people ain't got that. That's why I always tell you to be humble. Don't never get too high when you up or get too low when you down because, it's always somebody got it worse than you. No matter where you at in life, I always sit up here, man, and be humble and be thankful because somebody always got it worse than you. So that's how I sit up here and do prison life. It's funny that you asked me that question because ever since you was a kid, you've been coming up here and you've been visiting me. either behind the glass or in that visiting room. And I remember ever since you was a little boy, sometimes when it's time for you to leave, you would cry and you would try to hold on to me real tight because, you wanted me to come home with you, your brother, right? And then, fast forward so many years later, here we are, we still doing this. And, we ain't had no business, man, over 6 years. But you still sit up here and you find a way to maintain this strong relationship with me. You know what I'm saying? So, my question to you is, how you think you got the strength to sit up here, man, and maintain a positive relationship with your father all these years?
I'm strength coming from me be able to talk to you through the phone. That's the only way I can make through it. You know what I'm saying? For me going without hearing your voice is like me dying. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes hard without me talking to you. Sometimes hard without me talking to you and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's been pretty hard. Like, yeah.
And I can imagine that. And ironically, you ain't never expressed that to me.
Mm-hmm.
You never expressed that to me. And all the things we done talked about, you ain't never slipped and said that to me. But I will tell you this though, being away from you and your brothers, I can't even explain the pain that I feel every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cause I sit up here as I do this time. I sit up here, man, and I don't really complain about nothing. I look at it like, man, I wake up. Once I wake up and I get up, I'm blessed. So, my man, I don't have nothing to complain about. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to show up, man, and to get to this shit. But the thing I want to tell you is that this is the cost of sitting up here, man, and playing the game. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
This is the reality when we sit up here and play the game. You know what I'm saying? And, I always tell you, we don't make no excuses. It's 3 things you gonna stand on: accountability, responsibility, and respect. Right? As long as you stand on those 3 things, just go sit up here, man, and lead you to have a productive life if you hold yourself accountable for all 3 things. And I mention this because the reason I've been gone away from you all this time, not because of what I'm in prison for, you know what I'm saying? I've been in prison all these years and convicted for a crime I never even been accused of committing, right? Mm-hmm. Nevertheless, I'm guilty of playing the game, though. And you know how I will always tell you that? I'm guilty of playing the game. I'm guilty of sitting up here, being a part of a lifestyle that was conducive to me being taken away from you. And when you're younger, you think that shit cool, right? You think it's cool to sit up here bullshitting around, ripping around the streets, you know what I'm saying? Doing all kind of shit you ain't got no business doing. Because you're not thinking about nothing but the moment, right? You're not thinking about how your choices, how they impact you, how they impact your kids. Then you find yourself in these penitentiary years down the line, trying to sit up here, man, and right or wrong that you didn't have to sit up here and right if you would have sit up here, man, and been humble enough to do the right thing the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I always sit up here and tell you what I tell you, man, because ain't no winners in the end of all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no winners in the end of all this shit. Mm-hmm. You know the one thing a king and a pawn got in common on the chessboard? At the end of the game, they both go in a box. Think about it for a minute. A king is the strongest piece on the chessboard. A pawn is the weakest. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the game, they both go in a box. It's just like life, right? Mm-hmm. We all gonna sit up here and have the same ending when it's all said and done. The only difference is what we do with that time that we had before we sit up here and get our jersey called. That's why I always encourage you to do the right thing, man, and do what you're supposed to do. Because this is a reality I don't ever want to be yours. That's why I always tell you I'm proud of you, how much that I love you, because I do. And because I am proud of you. You used to be a little knucklehead a little bit, but the older you get, you constantly evolving, man. You know, you constantly maturing, and I'm seeing the growth in you. And I want to let you know, man, as your pops, I'm proud of you. And I want you to ever forget that. You understand me?
Yeah.
So with that being said, like, what's your plans? Like, if I was to get out today, man, what would you like to see us do, man?
Just go. I'll show you around, you know what I'm saying? How you take you some places I like to go. You know what I'm saying? Show you around since you ain't been out, you know what I'm saying? Show you how I been. Show you all the food place, all the good food place, take you out to eat somewhere good, you know what I'm saying? Just show you around, give you a good time.
Show me around, give me a good time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Right, but I got a question for you, though.
What's up?
How has it been in prison, physically not being able to see your kids?
I mean, physically it hurts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, that hug, that physical touch. That physical touch is everything. You know what I mean? That physical touch is everything. But you know, just watching you grow up and not being there every step of the way, you know what I mean, it's what's painful. But, you know, the blessing, the good thing about it all, son, we still got a chance to get it right. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
We can't make up for lost time. All we can do is continue to sit up here, man, and pick up where we at right now and to move forward. And I want you to know our time is going to come. This is not the end of our road. This ain't the end of our journey. You know what I'm saying? God got a bigger plan for us all. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Me, you, and all your brothers, man, he got a bigger plan for us, so we going to see it through. Until then, I just encourage you, man, to sit up here and keep doing what you're doing. To continue to stand by me, man, and support me, man, the best way you can. And to know, man, regardless of where I'm at or what I got going on, I always love you. I'm going to be the best father I can be to you. And ain't nothing going to be able to change that. You understand me? Mm-hmm. And I appreciate you, man, taking the time to sit up here and do this with me. You know, where we can share our story a little bit. And, you know, where hopefully other people can pull strength from our story, man, and be able to, you know, share it, you know what I mean, with other individuals and can learn something from it, all right? Mm-hmm. All right, I love you, man. And, you know, we're going to get to it, all right? Mm-hmm. All right, man, be easy.
All right.